afternoon. It is the 23rd of January in 2020. Holy crap, it's already, the month is almost over.
I know. We were just talking about that. My husband and I. Yeah, it's crazy how fast the month is
It's
going.
absolutely crazy. Anyways, welcome to Three Sisters Knit. This is episode 72.
Ooh,
72.
Yes.
I am Sheila. You can find me on Ravelry as Shishi62.
And I'm Margaret, and you can find me on Ravelry as Magpie60. So anyway, we talk about knitting and other crafting projects and
just little adventures and things that we do.
that are happening with us. So
sort of yarn related stuff that we do together. And
yes.
That, so
we have a few. Sheila has several projects to talk about. I only have one. And so why don't you talk about your finished objects first?
Okay, I have a few finished objects. You'll remember on the last podcast I showed you the yarn that I got from Amanda, who was my secret Santa. She's a yarn enabler, and she gave me a skein of her own hand-dyed yarn called Girls Night Out. I was trying to figure out, because it was a nice chunky weight, I was trying to figure out what to do with it. Oop, don't want that to happen. There we go. So I came across a pattern free on Ravelry called the Crystalline Cowl. So this is it. And this stitch is just to die for.
It's
Look
gorgeous.
at that. And it just does so nice. And the bottom is just, I actually did less stitches around because I wanted it something closer to my neck, and so that way I could make it longer. And then you just rib the bottom, so it's like absolutely beautiful when it's on. It just is absolutely like, look at that.
Oh,
It's
I love
so
that.
warm and cozy,
And it's perfect. Like those colors are great on
they're
you.
just the beautiful jewel tones are just wonderful.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
it.
So it goes really nice under a jacket. It goes really, really nice. And that my long La Parka is, it just goes beautiful with it because it's got that sort of blue iridescent, sort of bluey greeny looking like that. So it's perfect for this. Absolutely perfect for this. So but yeah, so I made that. And it made up really, really fast.
Really
too.
fast, and it's
so
squishy and warm.
It is. And when we had those really bitterly cold few days last week, it was perfect when I had to go out.
Yeah.
And I was out quite a few times, so that's the first thing I finished. The second thing I finished was a pair of socks for my granddaughter. Look at that. And I actually have enough left. I think I can make a pair of jelly roll socks.
Oh, for
Freya.
one. Oh, for her little sister.
For the little sister. So
right. That would be cute.
These I don't even know if these will fit Layla anymore, but I'm hoping they fit her because these are the 6 to 10 size blockers. And what I did was I have this pattern that I use, this kitty pattern that I use all the time.
Yeah.
And it's by Yarnspirations, Workday socks or something like that, and they look like those gray ones with the white and the striping, the red striping,
like the sort of
the
a
white
sock,
cuff,
the kind that you make sock monkeys out of.
Something like that. So I used that for the basic pattern for the top and just to get the stitch count. Did the heel, and what I did was after a couple rows, once I finished the heel, I added about 5 to 10, about 10 rows of ribbing right here, as you can see, because that helps hug it to your foot a little bit more. So
you can kind of see it's ribbed in through here, just a few rows of it.
Yeah, I think I did like 7 rows. It was about an inch. I thought their foot's small. So see, and what I do was, because I did, this is a wrap and turn heel, a German short row heel. You can see I've got a bit of a gusset here because I always pick up more stitches than needed around when you're trying to reattach it, because I find it just, and even with the number of stitches and all the extra, I still find it has a gapy hole. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's nice about a drop heel, is that you don't get that.
Yeah.
But The drop heel is a lot of work too. So I like this heel. I think it whips up really quickly. But yeah, so I always add a few extra stitches and then I decrease down to the regular size like you would in a normal gusset.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I did. And it's just adorable.
They're cute.
I think they're just so cute.
Yeah.
So, but there's so much yarn left. I could not get over how much yarn was left. I was
Well,
like,
that's great.
and
A little matching pair for her little sister.
and this is the Regia Perfect
yeah.
for kids.
Yes.
So that's one of the things off of my craft bingo done.
Bingo, yeah.
So that one's done. I also finished, I showed you I was knitting a sock last time. I finished the first sock.
This is for our dad.
I'm going to give this to my dad. I used, what did I use for the stitch count? I did a 72 stitch count for him on a 2.25 millimeter, and I just did a vanilla sock. But I took one of the one that does Hermione's Everyday Sock, all her patterns. So I've got several of them. Have the Eye of Partridge heel, and so that's what I did. I just followed that one, and I did because I think the other socks I've done for Dad, that's what I've done, that with the gusset, and that. So I did that, and just knit it down. That's it. So I've literally done one row on the second sock, but I'm getting it started.
Yeah.
So, and what I did was, you can see there's a little notch there. That's what I learned about that from Erin of Bling Your String. She does that. She does like 3 rows. She casts on, she does the ribbing for 3 rows just flat, and then she joins.
Straight needle, and then she joins it in the round.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that way,
it just gives
a little bit more stretch.
And
you can sew it up if you want.
Yeah.
And that way you can sort of gauge the tension yourself a little better. But my dad doesn't like tight socks around the top, so I'm just gonna leave it. And I think because like that's like quite stretchy.
Yeah, I think that will suit him.
I know.
Comfort.
But the other socks that I've done for him all have some sort of like a rib pattern in here, like it's like a 6x2 or something like that. This is just a straight vanilla sock, so I'm hoping they're not too snug on him. I'll get my husband to try them on.
So you really want to make sure that the cuff
it's
at the
mostly
very least
the cuff at the top.
Comfortable
yes,
for him.
He doesn't mind the rest of it being slightly snug, but he really doesn't like the cuff.
Yeah, to be tight.
And he absolutely loves my hand knit socks. I make him. Absolutely love them. So that's why I'm making them for him.
Yeah.
So he's 88. I think that's what he get. He can get what he asks for.
Yeah.
So that is that. That is pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much.
And
and then you can't see, but I'm gonna bring it here. I did
with a little face on it. Isn't that cute?
three of these hats. These are the top this hats, and that is the last one. I have to give that to my grandson. I'm going to show you, there's the elephant. I did that one and this one for my granddaughters. So each one gets one. And then I'm doing this one for my oldest grandson. And I made him another one back in the fall sometime. And I think it still fits him, but just so his baby brother's wearing it right now, so I thought I'll make him a bigger one. So I actually did the adult size for all of them, which is 72 stitches instead of the 60 stitches that the pattern calls for. It's just a basic hat pattern, but it works out really well.
And then it's just plain knitting.
Yeah, for about 20 rows is what they say, but I added rows.
Yes.
Because I have so much yarn left over.
Yeah.
So, and I like this. They have this nice
It comes with the foam and the
foam
little
button that you just pull through and do a bow inside to hold this on, so that you can take that off to wash the hat.
I love that idea.
It's so cute. Like it will fit me. It does. I'm bald now.
Bend your head forward so we can see that.
So, but yeah, so that the kids love them. I'm just like, you know what? They're just so cute.
Yeah.
And they can't wear a lot in the car. Like they can wear like the lightest jacket that there is, because the car seats don't fit properly if they're in a snowsuit sort of thing. So I try to make
nice
stuff that they can have like a hat and
to keep them warm.
or a blanket or something like that to help keep them warm. So this is like the third one. So I've made 3 of these, and they're not on my bingo card. But I have made 3 of these, even though they're not on my bingo card. But I'm okay with that.
Yeah. They're going to like them, though.
I know.
So
they're just so cute, but they have so many. Like, this is the monkey. And like I said, I bought the elephant and the panda, but they have dogs. They had a unicorn. They did. They had a little unicorn one. Oh my God, it was so cute. We have to go back. Because that's one of the things that we did. We went to Yarn It in Coburg, so we'll talk about that in a bit. And that's where I got these.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so yeah, look at that. I did a lot in the last. That's in 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks.
My hands are like
to me.
My pinky. I've got arthritis in my pinky. It's from holding the yarn.
Oh yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
So.
And anyway, I'm really warm. So before I take my sweater off, we wanted to talk a little bit about the sweaters we're wearing because our mother has
actually made these. This is the last sweater our mother made.
She made it for herself.
She made it for herself, so it's like absolutely massive on me. Like, look at my fingers are out there. I keep elastics in it so that so it doesn't come too far. And if I want, I can push them up and stay up. So our mother was a much larger woman. And but she finished this, I think, with about 2 weeks before she passed away. Within the 2 weeks before she passed away, she finished it because she wore it to that Thanksgiving. She was just wearing it.
Oh, okay.
To the Thanksgiving right before she passed away.
Yeah.
So I have no idea the pattern or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm going to show you. It's got pockets, which is nice.
Yeah.
And it's just like a marled yarn, but it's got a bit of a pattern in it.
I was noticing that. Maybe it's a slip stitch or something. I'm not really sure what it is.
Or else you just bring the yarn around the back.
Yeah.
I don't think you slip it, but somehow you bring the yarn around the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she did that, and it's like, as you can tell, it's like I'm swimming in it.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to just, like, our mother was not the best finisher. She liked to leave. I've got threads all over the place in here where she just leaves them. I'm just like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah. And then
nobody sees it. It's on the inside.
My mother made this one for me. Again, it's a cardigan. It actually fits me fairly well.
Yes.
Still. So there were no buttonhole. It's just meant to be an open cardigan.
It looks like one of these nubbly yarns.
It was a nubbly yarn, and it was also a naturally fadey, stripey one.
A variegated sort of.
Yeah, so she did that. And there's one pocket. It's just a little teeny one.
Oh, turn around. You can really see the variegating in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Margaret, that's really nice.
Yeah, see, I never really looked at the back.
But yeah.
So that's, and it's one, it's one that she sewed up, right?
Yes.
So same with that. So it was pieces.
Oh, definitely, it's pieces.
And this one, it has a kind of Nehru collar, I guess you would call it. I don't know what they're called now, but it sort of stands up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it kind of flops open, which is fine.
Yeah, this one has no collar.
Yeah, it's just nice garter stitch.
Just some garter stitch around the edging, and that's it.
Which is nice, yeah.
But it's so warm and cozy.
Yeah, and mine is too, and that's why I have to take it off because I'm really warm.
See, now I'm cold. Before I was like, oh my God, I'm roasting.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I'm quite comfortable right now.
Yeah.
So. But yes, when I'm up in this room at night, once the heat goes off at night and turns down to the nighttime temperature, it's like I can wrap my legs in it, and it's sort of half blanket, half sweater. So it's very cozy.
Yeah, I find I put mine on the same thing. Like in the evening, I'll put it on, and it feels really snuggy. So anyway, we wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yep.
I wanted to talk about my whip,
what you're doing.
Which is my one and only project that I have going at the moment. So just as a reminder, I did post a photo on Instagram the other day, but this is the pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's the Valen, and it's, as you can tell, it is a brioche stitch cowl. And it's pretty straightforward. Now what I did, because this is the first project I've ever done using the brioche stitch, I went on YouTube and took a look. I did a search for how to. And I saw the woman, I'm really bad with names, but the woman who has the Sweet Georgia yarns, she does videos as well, sort of like stitch work and things. So she has a video that I found very helpful. Now her description, now she does say, what I thought was helpful as well, is she said that that all the patterns for brioche will they will have a variation of what they name their stitch, but it's essentially the same stitch. So even though the woman from Sweet Georgia Yarns didn't do, like, she named it something, it wasn't the same as what's in this pattern, it was still, once I watched it and then I read what the description of what to do on this pattern, it made sense. So this is my cowl. Here it is here. I'm just trying to get all the threadies out of the way. So this is what I've got done so far.
Look at that.
So you can see down here my mermaid stitch marker way down here.
That's where you were last.
That's where I was last
2
time.
weeks
So
ago.
this is what I've done in the 2 weeks since.
Yes.
You can see. So I have made a couple of little, well, so I'll talk about that a little bit. So this, I had to do, if you remember when I first started using this, I was making something different.
Yes.
And I did cut the purple yarn. And then last week, I kind of did a semi-join and it didn't really work. So when I was continuing on here, I thought, oh, I better do a Russian join. So I did a Russian join. So that's why there's this little bit, where is it, sticking out right here. So I'll worry about that later. Once I block it and everything, I'll make sure it goes in. But I'm loving the way the variegated gray, like with the speckles and everything,
the speckly gray,
and they just bounce off each other beautifully. I think.
Yes, they do.
So
very much so, especially like over here.
Yeah.
Like, look at these.
Yeah, because there was some black. Yep. See, that's one stitch that I did incorrectly, because you're supposed to like always have your yarn in front.
Yes.
And then carry it over. So here I did a typical purl instead of bringing it round, like doing a yarn over purl stitch. So that's what I did it incorrectly there.
That's still something I want to learn to do.
And then, I'm not even going to show you the join. My join is horrible. I kept trying to fix it, but I ended up, by not having the yarn in front, I thought I was, but clearly I wasn't. I ended up creating extra stitches. So the join where I am, I'm not going to show you because it's incredibly messy.
She's very
and
upset.
all I can say is, I'm glad my hair is long because it's going to be at the back. And then, if I'm wearing it with a coat or something, it's going to be in the back.
Won't be seen.
It will not be seen. But
not intentionally, anyways.
Yeah, the other, when I look at it the other way, it's still really beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Still really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
So I haven't decided which way I would wear it, but I do like it. So
I know.
That's where I am, and I'm hoping, and essentially I'm just going to go until I run out of this purple, because I've got a lot of the gray. I've got more of the gray than I do of the purple. So I don't know, I think I've got quite a few more rows.
Yeah, you've probably got about four to 5 rows there left.
Yeah, so once I'm done, I'll just do a few rows. I'll do the matching bit that I did at the cast on. So it's essentially a garter stitch. And then I think you do a couple rows just in the plain
gray
in the plain gray in the brioche stitch.
Yeah.
So I'll just do the same thing at the other end.
Yeah.
Or I haven't read the pattern that far because I'm not there yet, but I think it's essentially the same.
Yeah.
So that
looks great.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about moving forward on that. And I'm
really
excited
great.
because I'm actually using a yarn that I already have.
Yes.
And
that is just always a nice thing.
Yeah.
I know. I have to, one of the things, excuse me. One of the things I have to do is I still need to, and especially after last week, Margaret and I went into Toronto to the Toronto Knitters Guild meeting. We ended up paying and getting our membership for the year, because we usually only go down a couple times a year. But they do have good speakers.
They do have good speakers.
And last week it was Kate Atherley. And
I want to break in. So we ended where we were sitting. Kate Atherley ended up sitting in front of us.
Yes.
And Sheila and I, and then these other two women who were sitting next to us, who we didn't know, but
Danielle.
we were talking about my poor brioche at the
Yes.
the
At the join.
At the join, and how bad it was. And so then Kate Atherley turned and she looked at it and she's like, oh yeah, you didn't keep your yarn in front. That's the problem. And
She goes, you have extra stitches? And you're like, yep,
yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah. so that's how I know for sure exactly what mistake I made.
Yes, yeah. I know. It was too funny.
But she did a really good. It was very interesting.
It was on taking care of your knits and your wool in general, whether you're using it or not.
Yes.
And how she goes, your sweaters really only need to be washed a couple times a year. They don't need to be washed once a week. But she said, block your she said she hates the word blocking.
She doesn't like blocking. That's how she started out talking about it.
Yeah.
Is that at the end of every pattern it says block, and that for many knitters that's quite unclear.
Yes.
And so she talked about essentially like get it soaking wet, put it in soak or Eucalan.
Yes.
Wash it, like let it really soak, because you've been handling it, you've carried it around with you, you've used hand lotion as you were working on it, you may have been eating or drinking as you've been working on it. So she said definitely wash it as soon as it's done. And blocking, she said only block it the way you will block it from then on. So if you don't plan on pinning it like
every single
time,
don't
start out doing it that way.
Yeah.
Because it'll never go back to that pinned state again.
Or that unpinned state.
So but if you have it
unpinned,
unpinned, if that's how you plan to do it.
She goes, flatten it out, just sort of stretch it with your hands and just lay it how you're gonna have it.
Yeah.
She hates sock blockers.
Yes.
She goes, just
when when it's sort of damp,
put your foot
in it. She goes, it's meant to fit your foot, so
Yeah.
put your foot in it. And there's your automatic sock blocker.
Yeah.
She said they're nice for showing things, the way Sheila shows things, but
don't use them for drying your socks. No.
Yeah. So she had
fine.
It was really good, and she's like, "Don't worry about."
I never used mine for block. I had just hang mine over things like this, so that like in half, like this, and I just let them.
Me too.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me to actually put it on
she
a
also
blocker.
talked about putting things, whether it's a top load or if it's a front load.
Yes.
Because the top load has the agitator. That is actually not good unless you are going to use like a linen bag,
a lingerie bag. Yes.
To put your stuff in to wash it. Well, which
is
fine.
Putting it in a washing machine, like on a gentle cycle, she said nothing wrong with that. If that's how you plan to take care of it, do that. And then she showed a photo of sheep walking down like an English country road in the rain, and she's like, wool gets wet, so it can handle it.
Yes.
So it was funny, and it was interesting.
Yes, it was really
good information.
And she also said the moths are attracted to dirty yarn.
Yes. Another reason
that you need to wash it, especially before you put it away for the season. And she said, if you know it's thoroughly dry, then you can put it in a plastic bag.
Yes.
You can put it in those Ziploc bags or those vacuum pack bags. She goes, those are perfect. She goes, she says, if it is good and dry, she goes, and the sun, put it in the sun. Lay it in the sun. She goes, sheep are in the sun.
Yeah.
They're outside. They deal with every sort of weather. So it's okay to put your stuff, lay it out flat on the lawn, like put it on something on the lawn or on a picnic table or
I've done that when I've gone to, like, I've washed, and so she's like, she I think was suggesting that we change the word block to bathe.
Yes.
Or bath your object. But I have done that with shawls.
Yeah.
I will do that, and like what I normally do is I put it in like a soak or a Eucalan,
Oh, I have to get the door, excuse me.
So anyway, so yeah, I have done that where I've put my shawls out after I've washed them. What I normally do is I put them in the Eucalan or whatever. I let it soak for the amount of time, and then I wrap it in a towel, and I'll stomp on it.
Yeah, I think all of us do that.
Yeah, so I stomp on it. Then when it's been in there for a while, I'll take it out. And in the summer, what I'll do is I'll get one of, I have what do they call those, laundry, you know, the thing that flips up.
A laundry tree.
A laundry tree thing.
Yeah.
And it flips up, and it's got like a rack.
Yeah.
And so I'll hang it there and put it out in the backyard in the sunshine.
Yeah.
It dries really fast, so
it does, because the air gets all around it.
And so I don't worry about like it being
getting
bleached out or anything like that.
No, not at all.
No. So it works really well.
Yes.
So I do that. And she said the only thing really that you might want to actually pin is if you do a shawl that has a lot of lace work.
Yeah.
And that makes sense,
and
because you really want to pull out and see that beautiful lace work.
Yes, exactly. And that's exactly what she said. That's like just exactly what she was saying. And she did, and she stressed Eucalan, she goes, is a great wool wash, but she says it's real. The Eucalan it does have lanolin in it, and it's meant a little bit more for the really scratchier yarns.
Yes.
So the ones that are more 100% wool than the other ones.
I think people might call it like rustic wool.
Yeah, the more rustic wools is the Eucalan is really.
It's good because it does have lanolin in it. So that's the natural oils of the sheep has.
Yeah.
Basically, it's sheep sweat is what lanolin is. But it's the natural oils, and so it kind of helps soften that a little bit. And then the other one, the soak, I don't think it has the lanolin in it. But,
no, I don't think it does either.
But yeah, it has a bunch of really nice scents.
Yes. A lot of really nice smelling ones. So, but yeah, so that was what we did last week. Now after we recorded our last episode on the Friday, Margaret and I went out to see our father because our stepmother was in the hospital. She had some surgery in the fall, and she's been having some
complications
since then. So she was still in the hospital, and she'd been in the hospital for a couple weeks at that point, because she was in over Christmas and New Year's, and she was in and out.
She was in and out quite frequently.
Now she'd been in for quite a while, and so this is out in Coburg, so we went to visit my dad, have breakfast with our dad, and have breakfast, and then we went to had a visit with her in the hospital, and then we went, once we dropped Dad off, we went to we thought, you know what, we're in Coburg, let's just drop in at Yarnet and have a quick look at that. So we went to Yarnet, so we saw Kathy there, and it was so much fun. That's where I got the hats, the 3 hat things. I think I picked up. I also picked up some cable needles. I like to use these. I know a lot of people, oh, you don't need them. I don't care. I like to use them.
I like them. I haven't done cables in a while, but I find them useful.
I do. I find them. They're much better than these ones.
Yeah, I've never used that.
I have used them, but you need the right size, and I have like 4 of them, but I have one smaller one. That's the only one I use. I don't use the bigger ones, so I prefer a smaller one. I prefer metal. Like this has there's 2 sizes in there. Yeah. So I prefer the metal over the plastic for sure. But yeah, so I just picked up a couple of those in that, and then Margaret picked up this lovely. She picked up 2 actually.
I got 2 skeins of this. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
It is Log House Cottage Yarns, and it's her Simply Speckled Light collection.
Yes.
And it's 385 meters.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know if there's...
This is the lightest speckled. She does, and she has it like this is with the pink. She has it in orange and blue, green, I believe, as well, in different colors. And then she's got the next one up has more, and then there's one up from that which is more. Yeah. And it's just beautiful. It would make an absolutely gorgeous fade.
Am I getting it? No. There we go. So that's who we're...
And turn it around so that they can see that, because it has... Yeah, so if you go to Log Loghouse, what is it? Loghousecottageyarns.com.
Yes, you might see this, but I got
Yes.
2 because I'm considering making a love note
Yes.
sweater.
Yes.
And it calls, there are various ways you can make it, but it calls for if I use a mohair and a
Sock.
sort of a sock weight
Yes.
yarn, then yeah, anyway, that's what it calls for. And the mohair that I got, I had
From
La Vienna Me, and it's kind of like this fuchsia hot
Yes.
pink. It's like really strong
Yes.
color, and I thought it
like
needs
my ranunculus.
yes, so it needs something lighter to kind of tone it down. Because although I love that color and I would wear it by itself, I think it needs to.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'd get
just
more
to
wear
sort of-
out of it if it was just
yes.
a little calmer.
Yeah, so we
So
thought
I thought that would work.
that would be really nice with it. So, but she needs to swatch. So we've already
Yes.
we've
I've
already
caked up
the one, and she's going to knit herself up a swatch
just to see if it works.
how the coloring is.
Yeah.
So
That, and
that
I
was,
also got.
and then she also
she
bought
had
this
the sample
pattern.
up. She had the sample up.
Yeah.
And I just fell madly in love with that pattern.
This Kathy Whitlocks is the owner of Yarn It in Coburg.
And this is
So this is the pattern.
a pattern that she designed.
Yes.
So it is on Ravelry.
Yes. I love it.
I know, it's just
Absolutely
beautiful.
love it.
I mean, you use
You need a solid and a
neutral,
variegated. You
solid.
need 50 grams of each.
Yeah.
So that looks like it'll be a very
Yeah.
fun. Because if you take a look at the sole, like look at the sole of the foot. That is like so cool.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
I know, me too. So what's
Yeah.
it called? Slip stitch window socks.
Yes.
And it's sort of like it makes these little frames that, like
Yes.
little window, like stained glass windows
Yes.
with the variegated. So
I love it.
I know,
I love
it's
it.
so cool. So
That'll be
yeah.
So that'll be really nice, and we're both looking forward to making those socks. So,
So
that.
and that's my whip.
Oh, I was going. Where did I put all the stuff that I need
Yeah.
to do? Here
So-
we go. Yeah, that is all of that sort of stuff. So, oh yeah, and at the Knitters Guild, they usually have a vendor. Sometimes it's a yarn store that comes in and brings some stuff in. It was the week we went, it was Yarn Therapist, our friend Jen, Yarn Therapist, and Karen of Feisty Fibers. And she's the one that dyed that pank that she
Yes,
did.
you've seen me wear the My Pure Joy
in the bright
pink.
in the pink.
This color. Yeah, so she's Feisty Fibers is the dyer of
Yes.
that yarn, and she
Yeah,
has.
Karen.
I mean, she has so much more. I mean, gorgeous.
Oh,
Gorgeous yarns.
absolutely gorgeous yarns. And she's doing some really chunky,
Yes,
her
she's
100%
got some
merino
nice,
as well.
like bulky.
Does she call it fluff?
fluff? I think.
Yeah.
And so I think it's like not wound. Like it's,
Yeah,
it's
it's very similar
yes.
to this
Yeah.
one because it's single ply.
Single ply. That's what I was
Yes,
trying
it's
to come
single
up
ply.
with.
So it's absolutely gorgeous.
stuff
And
is
she's
really nice.
what is the one that she just came out with a new color?
Yeah. I can't remember because she
I
showed
wanna
it with
say
a shawl.
Not Guilty or something
I
like
can't
that.
remember what it was called.
No, I don't know. But yeah, I think if you go to feistyfibers.com, I think you can get her. I think she mostly sells online, but she's got beautiful
Yes,
colors,
she
absolutely
does.
beautiful
She
colors.
does.
So, what dyer doesn't?
Yes, I know.
What dyer
I
doesn't? Oh
know.
my God! Like you love every dyer for specific
different
reasons,
for different
because they
yeah,
all
have
dye
their own
niche.
style
Yeah.
and the colors that they work with and
Yeah.
their offerings are and that's part of the fun I think
I know.
of the knitting.
Well, I
is-
just watched Christopher Cabin
Oh,
Boy
yes.
Knits.
I didn't watch it but I saw it come up in our
I watched it last
Cute.
night, and he does yesterday it said dying
Dying
with bugs, and it's cochineal,
yeah.
which is a bug that grows on the prickly pear, a bug that is on the prickly pear plant. It comes up from Mexico, and apparently, like he gets into the history of the,
Yes.
and it is the color that the English, the red coats, use to dye their red coats.
Yes.
That's it. So it can, and it comes up. He goes, depending on the pH of the water, depends on the shade of red. He says sometimes it's more purple. So, but you buy these dead bugs and you grind them up. So
I figured there was some of that involved.
Yeah. So like, and he has some equipment that he uses specifically for that. So like, it was very, very interesting.
If you're
very interesting. And he dyes. He's a natural dyer. He uses plants and like I said, the bugs. And he also generally uses 100% wool, depending on and different sheeps as well.
Yeah.
So
he seems to have a lot of contacts with farms near him, the farmers, and so if you are curious about that, because sometimes what I find in our knitting journeys is that some people all of a sudden get very intrigued by history, by natural, but wanting to know about where the sheep came from and a lot of that.
Yes, and
so he's a wonderful,
he's very
person to follow to find out.
He gave a talk at Kawartha, I think it was, and it was the history of knitting in Canada. Like he's very much into research, and he's a wealth of information, an absolute wealth of information. We didn't go to see that talk. I think I would like to if I ever see him speak again. He spoke at the Toronto Knitters Guild
so perhaps
before Christmas.
He'll do that again.
So maybe he'll come back again. But yeah, that's the one. And so I'm looking forward to the next Knitters Guild meeting, because I think is it Blue Brickish that's coming?
I think it is Blue
Brickish. I think it's Blue Brickish, and she does these absolutely long gradient variegated yarns from like a dark to a light, or she's got like a purple to a blue, and just absolutely gorgeous. And she is the one that they used the yarn for that wingspan shawl.
Yes.
They had that and they launched it there. And when we were at Yarn It, we met the mother of the designer of the wingspan shawl. Yes. So and it was their yarn that he did the display one. Oh my God, it was everybody was like,
yeah, it's
freaking out.
Stunning.
It was like the kits were sold out. It was like boom, gone.
Yeah.
But that is that.
Don't you have any whips you're going?
My whip is, I'm just working on my dad's second sock. That's the only whip that I have, and I've only done a row.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I did, and when we were driving out, I started that Swiffer pad.
Oh, yes. That was one of the things I asked Sheila to make for me, is a Swiffer pad.
Yes. Ooh, and guess what? I've got 2 that I could make, and they're on my craft bingo thing. So woohoo!
Yes, because I don't like. I have a Swiffer, the handle
the whole
everything. But I've never used. I think I used one.
When they come with the stuff, it comes with maybe half a dozen of them.
The little thing, the little sheets.
Yeah.
And then I think I bought one more thing, and then I was like, there has to be a better way. I hate throwing out all this stuff.
I get them at the dollar store. Or get the no-name brand. They work just as
well.
No,
I go to the dollar store, and they actually have like these furry pads that you can attach with a Velcro thing. Like,
but they have the other ones. They have the other little ones too.
I don't want that, because these are ones that I can just wash.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want. But they've got this.
So it ripples. These ones ripple.
No,
the pattern I have it ripples.
Oh well, no. The fuzzy ones. I find the back of it where you slide it into the mop head, if you will, has like a vinyl thing, and after wash, I used to wash it in the washing machine, but then the vinyl started cracking, and little bits of it would be in my washing machine. Yeah. So now I have to hand wash. These stupid things that I was
to the dollar store and get another one.
Well, that's what I end up doing. But now that's why
after 3 times and it starts, that's it, done.
Yeah. So that's why
you've gotten your money's worth out of it.
So but I do have some new ones, but that's why I thought I would really like to have the cotton ones that I can just throw in the washing machine.
Yeah, because I've got 3 of them myself. Yeah. That I crocheted for myself. They work fine. Yeah. They're fine.
Yeah.
So, and it is nice and you can, if you want, you can make them damp, and put them on and do a quick sort of damp mop around with them too.
Yeah.
So, but yes, when before Christmas, I was watching a lot of the vlogs. One of the vlogs I was watching was Victoria Knits. She lives in Montana, and we've been watching her, and she watches us all the time as well. And I entered. She was doing some giveaways, and I entered, and I won one. So she sent a nice little package. It had a bunch of candies. They are all gone. Thank you, Victoria. Yes. They are all gone. They were very tasty. But she sent me 3 minis. This one is a beautiful color.
It is.
And it is Juniper Moon Farm Extra Fine Findlay Dappled, 50% wool, 50% silk, made in Italy, and the colorway is called Fish.
It's stunning.
It's so soft too.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's beautiful. I love the colors in that.
I know.
So pretty.
And then she gave me this little 10-meter koi goose skein.
Sweet.
Yeah, nice little green.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yes, and
that's
then this one, 100% superwash wool. It just says color 204, and it's painted sky.
Painted sky.
Well, it looks like an O.
No, it's probably
Could be,
painted.
but look at that. It
That
looks like
is
hand spun to
yeah,
me.
it does.
It really does. That looks like hand spun. I absolutely love it, and it's actually really
beautiful.
soft.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love the purple and the green.
Yeah, she also sent me a bunch of
Cool
some postcards, Montana postcards of some places. Glacier National Park. I know she's not far from there. She's in the northwest corner, I believe, of she's not too far from Kalispell, which is here, because I know she talks about that all the time. She has an interesting podcast. She has she gives a lot of facts about Montana.
That's cool.
Things that I never knew, and things that, so it's quite interesting. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful country. Like there's this place, it's called the Weeping Wall. This wall, the water just comes out. There's no set stream. It just comes out of the stones.
Cool.
It's just beautiful. I'm like, I think I'd like to go out there.
Yeah. Montana always has a kind of a cowboy mystique to it.
Yes, it does. It does. And then she sent these. It's gum, but I love this. Let that shit go.
Yep.
And then she sent these
I see stuff like this because I'm on Instagram as a yoga.
Yeah.
For yoga. I see a lot of this
That sort of
thing.
And then this you can just see it through. It's a llama. They're Band-Aids. So there's a few of these.
Oh, that's so
little wee llama Band-Aids. So I'm going to keep those for my grandbabies. If they ever get hurt, I'll keep that around for them. She sent me this lovely, cute, adorable. I'm keeping it in here. But it's a bath bomb. A little snowman head bath bomb. Yeah, and that's that. And there was a bunch of candies as well.
And she also sent a nice little package
For Margaret.
for me. So I think I have a fridge magnet.
Yeah.
And a really nice skein of yarn.
Yes,
Little mini.
and you got some of the llama Band-Aids as well.
Yes, and I think
So
I had
yeah,
some
so it was
chocolate.
really nice. It was just a sweet little
lovely
package.
gift,
It was
yeah.
really
So
really
thank
nice.
you very much for that.
Absolutely
it was really,
loved it.
yeah.
Absolutely loved it. So I showed the postcards. I said, Brian, I want to go to
Yes.
Montana.
Yeah.
Got to see the home on the range and out in the Wild West and the mountains and all of that. It's just beautiful out there. Absolutely beautiful. So, and she lives in a log cabin. I don't know if her husband built it or they had, but it's like a log cabin.
Wow.
Absolutely gorgeous. Her husband built this absolutely stunning sauna on the property, and
nice.
it's just it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But she has, like, she'll walk out onto her deck and there's deer. Like they've got acreage there. They've got some acreage there, and they're in like up in the mountain in the trees. It's very wild. And they've got ducks, and they've got these deer that come up. So she like leaves carrots out for them and all this sort of stuff. They love it. So it's really really interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
And she has her daughter, son-in-law, and 2 grandsons live with her at the time being. Just, families helping families. That's what we do. So you get to see the two little ones a lot, and they're adorable, absolutely adorable. They're so cute. So, but yeah, so hers is I enjoy your video. She has all of her little adventures. She loves to hike, so she goes on trails all over the place. They'll drive an hour, and then they'll go hike, and she videotapes the hiking and gets some facts about where they're hiking and the area and all of this sort. So it's interesting. I find it very interesting.
Very cool.
So I do enjoy that one very much. So that was a nice little gift that I got. I won.
Nice.
I won. Yay! So, but yes, I am trying to keep track of things that I enter, because I find that that's always the hardest thing, and you forget when you enter something. So I've been doing that, and I thought, oh, last week they had the new Knitter's Pride Smart Set, I think they call it. Fascinating. Everything from the needle to the circular, the cord is marked every inch.
Ooh, I like that.
So that you can literally see, and you can use the needle to wrap how many wraps per inch.
Oh. It's amazing nobody thought of that
I
before
know.
now.
I know. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. That's fascinating.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Very Pink Knits had a
they
draw,
had a draw
and
for it. Yeah, we didn't
win.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
Not surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because her draws, I think, have
thousands.
So the chance of winning
I know. But you know what?
But if you don't enter, you're not going to win for sure.
Hey, what happened with the fringe things?
Yeah.
Thousands of people entered, and we won. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but next on my list is to get everything in here organized and packaged away in, I use, you can get sheet sets. They come in those zippered vinyl bags.
Oh, yes,
Those
yes,
things,
yes.
That's what I keep my wool in.
Yeah.
So I want to catalog everything because I need to. Possibly I'll upload it to, at some point in time, to Ravelry, just so that to show my stash, what I have.
Yes.
And then we'll see where it goes from there. And I have cataloged what whips I have done. And I have on my craft bingo, I need to do two old whips I need to finish. And then I also want to make 3 projects from Knit Crate yarns. So I've already got one, because one came with a nice shawl, and I want to do that one. So that one's already in a bag. But what I'm going to do is try to organize all projects that are on my bingo, put them all in bags.
Yes, that's a good idea.
So that I can just take a bag and work on it that way. Kind of like what I did with my socks.
With your socks. That's a good idea.
I think that that's the best way to keep me, that's the best way to keep me organized and keep focused on all my stuff.
On what you want to achieve.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
So,
yeah.
That's all I have to do now.
Yeah, well, that's going to take some time.
Yes, I know it will. So, anyways, I think that's it for this week.
Yes.
And, excuse me. We will see you in a couple of weeks, because we want to get this done. I think we have probably just 2 more before I go away.
Yeah.
Possibly 3, but more than likely just 2.
Yes.
So anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. We'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.
Bye.